Hello everyone, my name is Gabby, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super review. This time reviewing episode 64. Black begins to realize that it was Vegeta's anger that allowed him to become more powerful. To make Goku and Vegeta more powerful so he can get stronger, he just needs to harm the people that they care about. So Zamasu goes after Trunks' mind Bulma. The three of them have fixed the urn, so Bulma suggests that Trunks use the Mafu Bar against Zamasu. And surprisingly, it succeeds. Except they left the talisman back at Roshi so they can't complete the seal. Zamasu escapes, but realizes he can't afford to let his guard down now. So him and Black use their trump card by using their Patara earrings to fuse into one being, calling itself the Supreme God Zamasu. So, what did I like about this episode? Well, first of all, I really kind of enjoyed the fact that it was Trunks' almost sealing up Zamasu with the Mafu Bar, which was the thing that made Zamasu realize that, okay, actually we should probably be taking this seriously. We should actually maybe we should actually fuse now because we shouldn't underestimate these humans. I just really loved the fact that it was Trunks and Mai and Bulma, the humans, the underpowered ones, these people who were working together, who came up with this plan, and the plan almost worked, and it scared Zamasu enough to want to actually fuse with Black to get stronger. That's awesome. The fact that it wasn't just because Goku and Vegeta were so strong and awesome that they wanted to fuse. No, it was because of the little guys. It was because of the humans. It was because of the guys who can't even really fight that well. It's that's just such a nice idea. Dragon Ball Super is not normally very good with their supporting cast and they're people who are left behind and the non-combatants, but here they're no, this time the non-combatants are so important that even the main villains are kind of scared of them. That is just so cool. Also, I guess I kind of got caught in the speculation train so much I kind of forgot to mention this, but the whole idea of Black and Zamasu fusing together with the Patara earrings, I think is well, first of all, it's a really nice way to bring back a plot element from the Buu saga that honestly felt very much like a cop-out when it was first introduced. We were just oh, hey, this is another fusion element, I guess, so here, go and just take it. But here it's they're bringing it back. They're using it as a plot point. Their fusion looks really cool. And also it's kind of I think I want to talk about this later on if the things that I think are going to happen. But it's also kind of cool thematically. The idea that Zamasu is so self-absorbed that his big ultimate technique is literally fusing with himself. I think that's part of the reason as to why the fused Zamasu looks much more like Zamasu than he does Goku Black. Because he really is kind of just mostly Zamasu. He's really just one guy, and that's why he mostly just looks like the one guy, and not a combination of both. As for what I didn't like about this episode, well, as much as I really did like this idea of the little guys going and helping, and Trunks managing to use the Mafu Bar, and all of this scaring Zamasu enough into fusing, the fact is there are a lot of leaps of logic that you have to do. You have to assume for this to actually be happening in the first place, and I'm not even sure if I kind of buy it. You basically have to assume that Trunks managed to learn and master the Mafu Bar in about maximum maybe 10 minutes, armed with only a video instruction of Piccolo demonstrating it being recorded on Bulma's phone. That is kind of almost implausible. In that literally only 2 episodes ago, when Goku learnt it, it took him the entire night to learn it. And Trunks only had 10 minutes of trying to figure this out, 5 minutes maybe. And he manages to work it out on his first try and it works and there's no issues and really? Really? It's I'm kind of conflicted here because yeah, I totally want to see characters who aren't as strong attempting things, but on the other hand, it's Goku was the one who learnt the Mafu Bar. He had learnt it previously. We already established that, so why wouldn't you make Goku learn the Mafu Bar? And why would you make Goku struggle to learn the Mafu Bar so much if Trunks could literally just do it now with no issue? Obviously, you could say that maybe they're going to try and attempt to use the Mafu Bar again, but the issue is, well, they left the talisman seal back in the past. So it's implying that we might not actually be able to see the Mafu Bar. That was just kind of a Toei added plot element which they put in for this one scene, and that was about it. And it's that part was also a bit annoying because it kind of was another oh hey guys, Goku's so dumb, he left the most important part back before him. Now he's screwed it up because Goku's dumb, am I right? And I feel those jokes are getting really overused, especially in this arc. Really, it depends on whether the Mafu Bar stuff is going to be still more important, maybe Bulma's gonna fix the time machine and then they'll go back and get the talisman seal and then they'll try it again. But the fact is, if that doesn't happen, it would just basically mean, this whole Mafu Bar thing was a waste of time, and basically the last 2 episodes have been a waste of time, and the whole idea of trying to have a plan in the first place has also been a waste of time. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see there. And then there was the fact that, Black's key scythe was really awesome. Him, opening a portal to another dimension, that was really awesome. Him going kind of Kagebushin no Jutsu and getting a whole bunch of random shadow clones that Goku and Vegeta have to fight, and then more keep showing up, that was also really awesome. My issue is, the fact is, they gave absolutely no explanation as to what on earth was going on, and even Black himself didn't even know how he was doing it in the first place. There was no attempt at justification. It was just okay, I can just kind of do that now, I guess, and I'm probably never going to do this ever again, but here you go, here's some fun things that we're going to use to try and make sure that you're busy while we go off the trunks. There were cool ideas, but the execution was not particularly well done, in that there was no execution. They just kind of shoved all those elements in there and with no justification, and tried to think that we would assume that was okay, and I just found it a little bit forced, honestly. So as for next episode, now that Black and Zamasu are fused, it seems like they're going to spend the next episode kind of, first of all, gloating, and second of all, just kind of showing just how much stronger they have become now that they are fused. And of course the big question is, if Goku, Vegeta and Trunks couldn't even take them on when they were separate, how are they going to take them on when they're fused? The answer seems to be very much hinting at Vegito, Goku and Vegeta find Potara and they fuse as well. That is actually kind of what I'm hoping to happen now at this point, but if Vegito is going to happen, it is probably not going to happen next episode, because if it had, I am sure the next episode preview would have spoilt it for us. So I'm actually not really sure what's going to be happening next episode. The big plot point is how the heroes are going to get stronger doesn't seem like it's going to happen next episode, so I actually do wonder what they're going to put into it. In the same way, I didn't know what they were going to put into this episode either, but I hope what they put in is interesting, let's put it that way. So that was Dragon Ball Super episode 64. Honestly, this is kind of a bit of a shame, in that from this point onwards, Dragon Ball Super will have had more episodes than Dragon Ball GT, and honestly, this wasn't particularly the best episode to do the, Super is now bigger than GT route. It was an alright episode, I guess. There were some fun moments in there, some fun abilities and techniques, but the fact is, it was the big plot element of this episode, that is, Trunks managing to use the Mafu Bar, was one that was just plagued in a lot of just really? Really? And it also made a lot of the previous episodes seem kind of pointless now in retrospect. But at least Black and Zamasu fusing did happen. It sounds interesting, it looks interesting, and I do want to see what they do with it. So at least this episode wasn't a complete waste of time. It was just a little bit disappointing, in my opinion. I do hope that this fused Zamasu is going to change sort of the status quo of this fight, because I do feel like everything that could have possibly been covered in these ideas of the fight have been covered already. It feels like they've been very much going through the motions for the last few episodes. So I do hope that this big plot point will make a whole bunch of changes for this next final fight, and the final fight would be good, and I hope that nothing screws itself up, because come on, I want this arc to end on a high note, not end on a whole bunch of episodes of sort of padding and doing the same things over and over again. So I just hope things will be good. I hope the final fight will be good. So this is Gabby, signing out, and I'll see you all next week. Bye guys!